Welcome to Howard's Opinion, the podcast where we dive into the latest and greatest in the world of sports. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm thrilled to have you joining me today. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you, packed with exciting stories, analysis, and opinions. To kick things off, let's talk about the New York Liberty's dominating start to the season. They're currently sitting at 5-0. And it's clear that they're a force to be reckoned with in the WNBA. One of the key players behind their success is Breanna Stewart, who recently put on a show against the Golden State Valkyries, scoring 27 points and going 15 for 19 from the free throw line. But what caught my attention was the post-game comments from Liberty coach Sandy Brondello and teammate Breanna Ionescu. When asked if she'd ever seen a player take 19 free throws before, Ionescu jokingly chimed in with SCA referencing NBA MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, for those who may not be familiar, SCA has been known for his ability to get to the free throw line, often drawing fouls that have frustrated opponents. While Stewart's approach is different from SGA's, it's clear that both players are incredibly difficult to defend. And with SGA recently being named NBA MVP, it's interesting to see the similarities between these two talented athletes. Perhaps we'll see more parallels between them in the future, especially if Gilgeous-Alexander can lead the Thunder to their first NBA title in June. The comparison between Stewart and SGA is certainly an intriguing one, and it's got me thinking about the different ways that players can dominate on the court. We'll be exploring this topic further in upcoming segments, but for now, let's just say that it's exciting to see athletes like Stewart and SGA pushing the boundaries of what's possible in their respective sports. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We're glad you're still with us as we dive into the latest news from the world of sports. Today, we've got a packed show, and I'm excited to share this next segment with you. So, let's talk about what's been happening in the sports world. We've seen some exciting developments in golf, NASCAR, and basketball, just to name a few. The Memorial Tournament is underway, and the weather has been quite unpredictable. According to reports, the second round was marked by gray skies, storms, and squishy shoes. Not exactly ideal conditions for golfers. But don't worry, folks, the forecast is looking up for the third round. The National Weather Service is predicting mostly sunny skies with a high near 68 and a northwest wind of around 14 miles per hour. That's music to the ears of golf fans everywhere. Meanwhile, in NASCAR, Raja Karuth has taken the top spot in the truck race at Nashville, holding off Corey Heim in a thrilling finish. And in basketball, the Knicks are gearing up to take on the Pacers in Game 6. We'll have to wait and see how that one plays out. We've also got updates from the world of baseball, where the Dodgers are dealing with some tough news. Reliever Evan Phillips will undergo Tommy John surgery and miss the rest of the season. And in women's golf, Mao Saigo is leading the pack at the U.S. Women's Open, with Nelly Korda and company hot on her heels. It's been a wild ride in the sports world, folks, and we're just getting started. From golf to NASCAR to basketball and beyond, there's no shortage of excitement and drama. So, stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We're closing out today's show with a thought-provoking discussion on the state of college sports. I've been following a fascinating story about the potential expansion of the NCAA tournament and the college football playoff, and I have to say, it's left me scratching my head. Apparently, some of the power brokers in college sports, like the SEC and Big Ten conferences, are pushing for changes to these systems, claiming that they need more access and representation. But here's the thing. It's not entirely clear what problem they're trying to solve. The current systems seem to be working just fine, and the arguments being made for expansion are, in my opinion, pretty weak. It's almost as if these conferences are struggling for the sake of struggle, as the famous political scientist Francis Fukuyama once wrote. They've become so accustomed to getting their way and accumulating power that they're now creating problems where none exist, just to justify their own existence. I mean, think about it. The SEC just got a record 14 bids to the men's basketball tournament, and they're still complaining about access. It's like they're suffering from a bad case of affluenza, where they become so bloated with wealth and influence that they've lost sight of what's truly important. And let's not forget the potential consequences of these changes. We could be looking at playoff oversaturation, decreased interest in regular season games, and a whole host of other unintended effects. It's like they're playing a game of Jenga, removing pieces from the foundation of college sports without considering how it might all come crashing down. So, what's driving this push for expansion? Is it really about creating a more competitive and fair system, or is it just about accumulating more power and wealth for these conferences? I think we know the answer to that one. In any case, it's clear that the world of college sports is at a crossroads. Will we continue down the path of commercialization and consolidation, or will we find a way to prioritize the interests of student athletes and fans? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. I'll be keeping a close eye on this story as it develops. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.